Of all the gun violence in the United States, do you know that of the murders by guns? And I can speak to this from being somebody who was personally affected by it because my 42-year-old brother in 1988 was shot and killed on his front doorstep, shot and killed by a complete stranger who also happened to be a convicted felon who was not legally allowed to carry a gun. So here's the deal. If you're willing to murder somebody, which this guy was when it came to my brother, you don't worry about gun laws. And this is what I don't understand with Democrats. But out of all the shootings that take place and people dying in the United States, I said, do you know how many of those are actual suicides? No, of course not. And it's like 44,000 total gun deaths every year. Well, 58% of them are suicides. Then about 1,000 are killed by police shootings, which are 99.9% justified police killings. What do you think would happen in terms of our ranking as a country if we took out suicides? If you take out 4 or 5 major cities in the United States where we have 95% black on black violence, and you say, where does the US rank in murders by guns worldwide? We're nowhere near the bottom when we start out because the numbers don't reflect what's really going on. That we have Democrat politicians that control all of those metropolitan cities that want to keep passing gun laws that don't take illegal guns off the street. But when was the last time you heard a legal gun owner going on a bender and killing people? I'm not talking about a kid that takes a gun from a family member and goes out and commits a horrific school shooting. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody who's legally allowed, like me. My wife is not legally allowed to carry a gun. I am, and I always carry a gun. And I have some friends who are like, you're crazy. And I was like, well, maybe you wouldn't think I'm crazy if you knew my brother was shot and killed on his front doorstep. Maybe you wouldn't think I was crazy if you knew that my wife and daughter were passing in Boulder, Colorado, literally 5 minutes before that Muslim extremist firebombed with Molotov cocktails those 75 to 90-year-old protesters who were supporting Israel. And my answer is really simple. I doubt I'll ever need to use my gun. But at the same time, if I am trapped there, I am not going to just be a sitting duck. And that's why I own a gun. That's why I own a gun.